So I got my boots on, got the right amount of leather, and I'm doing me up with a black color liner. Hey y'all. Okay, let me try to get ready. I am going to, so in case y'all didn't know, I am Mexican, so I am going to get ready for Dia de la Candelaria, which is when the follow-up to the initial holiday of Dia de los Reyes, which is the Three Kings Day, where we have the bread with the babies in it. I ended up with a baby in my piece of bread, which means that I had to contribute to the feast that's supposed to take place on February 2nd. Today is February 3rd because the 2nd was a Friday. And yeah, so I have to be there. And I figured today we would go into one of my other special interests, which is pop culture. So I figured today I was going to do my makeup while going into, well, I'm going to call it the pop culture roundup for this week. And I hope you all like it. If you haven't seen me before, hi, my name is Yvonne. I am a 30-year-old teenager on the spectrum. If you like chaos, feel free to like and subscribe, and let's just jump in. So I've already, oh my God, I've already not primed, I've already done my moisturizer and my SPF. Today I did a different SPF. I usually have two open at a time and whatever I'm feeling like. This one is the Madagascar Centella Hialu Cica Water Fit Sun Serum from Skin 1004. It looks like this. It's really thin. I thought it was going to be super dewy, but it actually dries down really nice. So I'm going to prime. I'm going to be using up, I'm almost done with it, so I just really want to finish it. Normally I'm not a primer person, but I just want to use this up. It's so close. It's so close. So this is the Rare Beauty. I don't even know what this is called. Illuminating primer. It is pretty shiny, but it's not greasy. If you guys can hear rustling, that's my cat Charles. So Chuck, can you keep it down, sir? Can you keep it down, sir? He's coming. Maybe you can see him in the bathroom. In the background. Oh, hi, Ippa Chuck. Hi, baby. He's over here by my leg. I did change my background a little bit to give y'all something more appealing, I guess. And I'm also trying to use my earbud to see if y'all can hear me better. I'm also, thank you for such a positive reception on my first video back. I honestly was really nervous about sharing the news that I discovered I am an adult on the spectrum. So I'm really thankful that nobody's been a hater this whole time. But anyway, let's okay, before I really get into it, I promise I'm going to talk about stuff. I got a gift card for Christmas, and I used it to buy some stuff that has been on my list for a while. The two things that I bought with my gift card were the Rose Inc Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum and the corresponding the Rose Inc concealer. I have been using them all week and I love it. And for somebody, I'm somebody with super oily skin, but it's so lightweight, and if I get super shiny, it's so light coverage that it doesn't look like I'm a melting wax candle. I know that if y'all oily girls, y'all know, or men, whoever does makeup, y'all oily folks know, if your foundation is too heavy, your powder's too heavy, what have you, once you get oily, greasy, fry egg on the face, just grease, your foundation breaks down and it looks hella nasty. So this has been pretty good. Not pretty good. It's been excellent. It's one of those that has like the little capsules, it's got the pigment and the serum mixed together, and you have to break up the pigment to spread it. And the serum sinks in. It's really cool. The serum sinks in, and then next thing you know, you can actually start blending it in. But first you have to wait for the serum to sink in before you start blending in the actual color of the foundation. All right. So, I'm a pop culture girly. I am obsessed with reading all the stuff that's going on Twitter. I still call it Twitter because it's Twitter to me. It's always been Twitter. It always will be Twitter. Y'all, what in the world is going on with my problematic queen Nicki Minaj? What is happening? Oh my gosh. Okay. So, for those of you that aren't big on like hip hop or pop culture in general, a rapper, I'm not going to say she's up and coming because she's been around for quite some time, named Megan Thee Stallion, put out a new song called Hiss. And the song in the chorus has a line that says, I'm gonna be profane because this is how this is what the song says, the actual lyrics. So it says, these hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's Law. So Megan's Law is the law that makes sex offenders register. So that's where registered sex offender comes from, because Megan's Law. So keep in mind, no names were mentioned. It's just Megan's Law. And I feel like that could go across, because there's so many rappers out there and rappers, celebrities in general, where they have done atrocious things with people that of inappropriate ages. But my problematic queen, Nicki Minaj, is married to a registered sex offender. And I do believe, if I'm reading the tabloids correctly, her brother is also a sex offender. So my baby girl grabbed a glass slipper and put it on herself. And I was there that whole weekend. This happened last weekend, y'all. Nicki Minaj has been spiraling, just babbling on live feeds, talking incoherent, sounding like Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. Just a whole mess. And I have just been like, I was spiraling with her. I was like, what are you doing, ma'am? What are you doing? But there she go. She was on live for hours and hours. I want to say that woman did not sleep for the first 72 hours. Anyway, she ended up putting out a diss track called Bigfoot, like a response. And okay, Barbs, please don't come at me. I'm a nobody. But I'm a huge, like, I am such, oh my God, I hella overdid the concealer. Oh, whatever. Anything can and will be fixed. All right. I am a massive Nicki Minaj fan. Like, the Pink Print that came out in 2014. Easily the best album for me in my personal life that came out in 2014 that I still listen to all the time. I'm a huge fan of the album Queen. Queen is great. I'm not gonna get into Pink Friday 2. I'm not gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about Queen. I love Queen. I love the Pink Print. I love Pink Friday. I even like Beam Me Up Scotty. I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan. And as a stan, I will say that diss track is not very good. I'm being really kind here. It's not very good. And Megan won that. Megan won the battle. Y'all, I am so annoyed. Okay, so I managed to blend out the concealer. I was talking about how Nicki won. I'm a little like, Nicki won. I've done a couple other things since then. So I powdered my face with this powder from Amazon. This July Star Loose Face Powder. It's just a face powder. It's not like anything new and exciting. And now I just finished putting on some blush. So since I'm pale, this looks like nothing, but see, it looks really natural on me. This is from Ramond. This is the Better in Cheek in the shade number 1. Y'all completely missed. I went kind of on a, like, speaking of people that need to retire, I was starting some beef with Justin Timberlake about how he had the nerve, well, who knows if this is even true. This is just chisme or gossip that I saw on social media about how JT was that was vehemently upset that all this Britney Spears stuff has ruined his comeback. And I was just saying that it's been a long time coming. Okay, the world was much more misogynistic back in the early 2000s. So that what he did to Janet Jackson, what he did to Miss Britney back in the day, it's finally catching up to him. And I think it's time to hang it up, Justin Timberlake. You have some bops. Rest on your legacy. Call it a day. You don't need to come back, dude. And at this point, with how the Gen Zers, and including us millennials that are Britney stans, that haven't forgotten, it's time to hang it up. It's time to hang it up. Timberland's fine. Timberland's cool. I like Timberland. But you, Justin, it's time. Okay. Next topic I also want to talk about. What in the world have y'all done to poor Elmo? So, on Twitter, what's funny to me is that Twitter has all sorts of random things. Twitter has pages for every single Sesame Street character you can imagine. Big Bird, the freaking Yip Yip aliens, you know, the ones that go yip 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 yip. Those. And they just have them all, including my fellow Aquarius, which, happy birthday to you, Elmo. I know you're a fictional character, but in my heart, we love you. I love you, Elmo. You're the best. It's Elmo's birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Elmo. So Elmo has a Twitter page. It's pretty lit. You should follow it if you want feel goods. Him, Cookie Monster, and the Count. I love them. So, poor Elmo decided that he wanted to post and ask everybody how they were doing. Now, I think it's really cool that as a society, because y'all remember how much we cried when Steve from Blue's Clues said he was proud of us. I say we because I mean me, but I don't want to feel bad about me crying. Okay, so a similar thing happened with Elmo. Society as a whole, or those that were brave enough to respond, decided to let Elmo know that we are in the trenches right now. Us that grew up on Elmo, we've witnessed 9/11, 2 stupid presidents, Bush, and then an even dumber one in Donald Trump. We've witnessed economic recession. We've witnessed war, a freaking pandemic, and God knows what else is coming our way. We're tired. We're tired, and we're burnt out. And we all let Elmo know. And we didn't mince any words. In fact, we sent some really dank memes and GIFs. If I'm talented enough, maybe y'all might see some, like, small snippets of what I'm talking about. If I'm not talented enough, please just take my word for it. But y'all, Elmo is technically 3 years old. Why did we do that? Poor little Elmo had no reason to know that we're all, as a whole, society as a whole, is experiencing a mental health crisis with which the world has never seen. But we did. I put on the Mac Paint Pot in vintage selection. Y'all are wondering what I put on my eyes as a base. And so, Elmo is Elmo, in the sweet, kind Muppet that he is, he responded and he said, you know, thanks for sharing. Check in on your friends because, man, y'all are really going through it. He didn't say that, but you know, that's what it was implied. So that happened with Elmo. We all are Elmo stans. Thank you, Elmo, for your service. You've been wonderful to society. We love you, Elmo. And then he went on. What did he go on? The Today Show? Is it the Today Show? If it's not the Today Show, correct me in the comments. Those of you who watch me. Those of you who watch me. But Okay, he's on a show, and Larry David of Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm fame, he went on there and strangled Elmo on camera. What in the world? Oh my god. Why would he do that? I don't know. Well, the point is, now everybody hates Larry David because he had the nerve to strangle a Muppet on TV after he was there for us all weekend. It just... Man, Larry David, I cannot believe it. And I think he just went on Seth Meyers and said he had no regrets. He had no regrets about strangling Elmo. And I think that's it. I don't think Elmo has released a statement on how he was assaulted by Larry David or his thoughts and feelings about that. Pretty sure since Elmo's Twitter page is predominantly targeted toward children, he's not going to release a statement. And if he does, I will report back and I will let y'all know what Elmo had to say, what words Elmo had for Larry David. Okay. It's hard to talk about pop culture and do my makeup at the same time, y'all. But I'm glad that I actually have a list of things I want to talk about because it's keeping me, keeping me on track. Not rambling as much. I mean, I am rambling because I have thoughts and feelings, but not as bad. Like, I'm not derailing on any tangents, and that's something that comes with the TISM is I really have to plan out what I'm gonna cut. Not exactly like to a T what I have to say, but I do have to kind of map out my conversations. Or else I find I'm really overwhelmed. And something that does come with autism is, for the most part, I do, like, if I'm freestyling, if I haven't planned any conversation, for the most part, I do end up talking really slow because it takes me a minute to process what I'm saying as I'm saying it. And I used to feel like I had to speak at the rate that other people were speaking, and that led to me talking faster than my mind can process and putting my foot in my mouth a lot because most normal people out there think a little bit before they speak. Of course, they're doing it at a lot faster rate than somebody like me with a delayed processor can do. So yeah, that's just something. So I think me mapping out my conversations and mapping out this video for, in a sense, has made it a little easier for me to stay germane, stay relevant, and to talk a little more like a normal person. But I know I'm not normal, and it's not a bad thing to be abnormal. But it's also, I have to try to be somewhat engaging, because if not, what kind of audience would I garner if I'm not engaging at all? I am using this eyeshadow palette from a K-beauty brand called Unleashia, the same brand that I use that eyebrow thing from. And this is the Unleashia Glitterpedia eye palette in number 2, all of brown. It's really pretty. Like, it's super pretty, and it gives me like a really like natural look, so that's fun. And then this one, okay, then then this one. How stiff. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the next thing that I found on Twitter. And I'm always on Twitter, y'all, so I feel like I could probably keep these going for a while. Let's talk about I hope I pronounce your name right. Ayo Edebiri. So she is an actress that is most commonly known for her role on The Bear. She is lovely. Have to stand. She's really cool. But in a recent interview of hers resurfaced where she pretty much said, "Screw J-Lo, J-Lo sucks." Her exact words were "Her career is one long scam." Now, the reason this is resurfacing is because I guess, I don't know if it's today or next Saturday, but the point is, she's actually supposed to host Saturday Night Live with J-Lo. Which is hilarious to me because, man, like, I hope that J-Lo hasn't heard you being a hater. Being a hater on was it a podcast or an interview? I'm not sure. I don't know the specifics, but the point is I heard the audio. And let me tell you something, Ayo. Can I call you Ayo, Ayo? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. J-Lo, if you go into a deep dive, the vocals on her biggest songs are not her. They're not her. Like, if you do your research, you will find that a lot of those songs were actually sung by Ashanti. So they were songs that Ashanti was on, that Ashanti, correct me if I'm wrong, that Ashanti co-wrote. And Tommy Mottola, was like, "Oh, these are perfect for J-Lo." And didn't really bother to take away Ashanti's recorded vocals from the songs. You hear what I'm saying, right? Essentially. And if you get really deep in the lore, can you tell that pop culture and music is my special interest? If you really go back into the lore, you will find that Tommy Mottola was so pissed that Mariah Carey left him and was doing well without him that he decided to sign an up-and-coming dancer turned actress that wanted to get into singing named Jennifer Lopez. So he signs her. And at the time, Mariah Carey, I don't remember what album she was working on, but Mariah Carey was essentially working on an album. Tommy Mottola did everything in his power to try to make J-Lo Mariah Carey's biggest competition. And he wanted to pretty much eviscerate Mariah in the charts. He wanted J-Lo to be the big superstar. But, and I'm sure, I'm not being shady. I can carry a tune. So I'm a little judgy about people's vocals. Pobrecita, if you go down the rabbit hole of J-Lo's performances, she can dance. She's a hell of a dancer. She's a hell of a performer. But don't turn that microphone on. I'm sorry, J-Lo. I'm sure you're a lovely, talented person. But don't turn the microphone on. It becomes very apparent that the voice that's coming out of her is not the voice that's in her in her most popular songs. And it's not just Ashanti's vocals that she stole. I'm not saying she's just stealing songs from Ashanti, but there's records of like other women, particularly black women, who sang on these tracks, who have no credit on these, and as J-Lo is essentially lip syncing over. And this has been going on for years. So I have to say, no lies were told by Miss Ayo. But poor thing, I'm sure J-Lo's seen the clip. If it's going around on Twitter, she's seen it. And man, that's gonna be an awkward like green room interaction, like you just chilling in there waiting to go on stage, and you're having to share space with the girl you talked some mess about, and that clip of you talking mess is going viral. Now, if J-Lo has some sense and is a grown woman and isn't out here like Nicki Minaj, I'm sure J-Lo won't tell her to catch me outside like it's on site. I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but man, oh man, is that gonna be awkward. Hey, I think those are all the main topics I have. Let me know if y'all are enjoying my ramblings about all the things pop culture, because I can definitely talk about this all day long. I can also definitely talk about like new music releases. I am, let's talk about music for a little bit. I am a big, I listen to everything, mostly. I don't listen to country. I just can't get into country. Classical music tampoco. I don't really like classical. But I will listen to like indie artists, singer-songwriters, pop music as a whole. I'm typically like, I listen to a lot of rock and alternative. Um, I'm into, not afraid of artists that scream in their songs. Like one of my favorite bands is not so much their newer stuff, but like in this moment. So I really like their album The Dream. I like the album Ritual that they came out with a few years ago. I haven't really paid attention to the two more recent albums that they released, but I do like In This Moment. I also do like Daughtry. Um, liked Daughtry since his American Idol days when he was third place. Speaking of American Idol, I just opened my video with me stupidly singing Adam Lambert's If I Had You. Is it? Yeah, If I Had You. But yeah, so I'm into music. If you want to hear me talk about music, roped into my chisme time of like pop culture, let me know. I'm happy to do that. But now that we're almost done with the makeup, I figure I'll talk a little bit about my personal life. It's been going on since Monday. Please send me thoughts and prayers. This is a very difficult time for me. But so I commute to work every day. I don't work from home. That being said, I also I'm somebody that struggles with like chronic headaches. And one of the things that I need to do for my chronic headaches is to constantly be hydrated. So I have a big ass gallon of water. It's a literal gallon. It looks like a gas tank. But I transport that to work. Usually on Mondays. I don't necessarily finish it all at once. So whenever I run out, I bring my tank home, I fill it back up, bring it back to work. So Monday, I have my new gallon. I'm feeling great. I go pick up my sister because we work together, start our commute. We're in the car. She's like, fool. Because, she doesn't call me sister. I don't call her sister. I don't call her name. Fool. And she's like, hey, fool. What? You spilling something? Because my foot's wet. I'm like, the hell you talking about? No. And I was like, oh, maybe it's the condensation from outside. Because, you just opened the door. You just got in. She's like, all right, we're driving. She's like, no. There's something. Like, there's something like spilling on my leg. And I'm like, you're tripping. I stay driving. Because the commute is like an hour. Not an hour. 40 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes. 20 to 30? I don't even know. The point is it's a commute. The point is it's a commute. I'm not pulling over because I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I'm always making it to work on time. I'm on time every time I get there, right? So I'm trying to get there on time. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But the point is I'm not stopping. So we get to the office and I notice that I did not seal my gallon of water appropriately. So, pretty much a quarter of my water spilled through my car, like spilled into my passenger car seat. Because, for context, my sister always rides in the back and I'm her chauffeur and my passenger seat is where I set my crap to take to work. So my water bottle was not sealed all the way, spilled about a quarter of a gallon through it, and I was like, oh crap. So then I'm like, whatever. It's gonna dry. It's just water. It's gonna be fine. We go to work, whatever. Monday goes by. Things are chill. Tuesday. Get in my car. This is me. I get in my car. Close the door. And I go, what does that smell? I was like, something stanky. There's a smelly smell that smells, to quote SpongeBob. I'm like, it's coming from the seat. And I'm confused. I'm hella confused because it's, I spilled water. Why does my car smell like that? Oh, whatever. Roll the window down. I air my car out, pick up my sister. We go to work like nothing. Tuesday evening, I get back in my car. Again, I get back in my car. Sorry. And I sniff again. I'm like, oh my God, it smells worse. So I'm like, what the heck? I go home. I leave the windows open a smidge in my car. My car is named Tom, by the way. So I leave the car doors open for Tom. Or car windows down a little bit for Tom. And then Wednesday, otra vez, I get in my car. Close the door. I take a big old whiff. And I'm like, oh my God, it is worse. It is worse. Now at this point on Wednesday, when I'm carpooling with my sister, she hella smells it. And she's like, dude, what is going on? She told me that Tom has a yeast infection. And I was like, I don't know if it's a yeast infection or if he's possessed by the devil. But he's smelling like spoiled milk, rotten eggs, and booty cheeks. Like, he's smelling disgusting at this point. I have to drive with the windows down because of the stench. And I live up here in Northern California, so it is raining. It is raining. I'm in an impossible situation right now. So Wednesday night, I'm like, okay, I've had enough. I had to Google, my car stinks, please help. Actually, I think I typed, car smells of spoiled milk, please help me. And so it tells me 2 solutions. Let's say, hey boo, you either do baking soda or you do vinegar. And I was like, I have vinegar on deck because I own cats. So I clean most of my house with vinegar because I'm worried that they'll end up licking a chemical or something and then croak because I love my babies. They are my children. I don't want anything to happen to them. So I use vinegar most of the time. So I said, all right, bet. I have a gallon of vinegar in my house. So I tried to exorcise the demon with vinegar on Wednesday. By Thursday morning, the scent has dissipated enough that I am like, okay, I think it worked. Thursday evening rolls around. It stank again. It's hella smelly again. At this point, can you tell I'm heated about this? I'm heated. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, fine. We'll do the baking soda. So on Thursday, I tried the exorcism with baking soda. And I'm like, this has to be the thing that works. This has to be. And like the smell has dissipated, but it's still there. And I don't know. Is this like the telltale heart where like I'm always going to smell it? That terrifies me. Like, is it always going to smell like somebody took a dump in my car? Like, like faintly, just a faint smell of crap in my car. I hope not. But so I did the thing with baking soda on Thursday night. Friday morning, it's still lingering. It's still there. And so now I'm like, what the heck do I do? So Friday evening, which today is Saturday, I have yet to check my car. I decided, I'm like, okay, at this point, this smells like donkey booty. Like, this is horrific. So I decide, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check inside my house, see what I got. So I ended up grabbing my Arm & Hammer litter deodorant spray because that is baking soda and a couple other things and fragrance. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna spray the crap out of that car seat. And not just that car seat, every other car seat underneath it. And I closed the doors again, like I lowered the windows, I closed them. I have yet to check my car. Please pray for me. I really hope that the stench is gone because I only have one car. Like I love my car. I love Tom. He's a Toyota Corolla. He is pretty much the best. Like, he's the only car I've ever had. I hope to continue to have him. I hope that when my kid is driving age, that he gets to inherit my old beat up Corolla. And but if he stank like this, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So please send me positive vibes. I am just hoping and praying that that scent goes away. All right, this could either make or break the look. I like what I have going on, but I felt like I needed some eyeliner. This is, again, not to say that I promote MLMs, but this is a dark brown from Avon that I have. And then let's do this down here. Oh yeah, sexy. Oh, and the mascara I used was L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Waterproof. I only use waterproof because as you can see, my eyelashes are really long and heavy. And I said that on the last video. So we have my makeup mostly on. Let's pick a lippy. How are you feeling? My sweater says nope, not today. So I've been in a very nope, not today kind of mood. But let's find a lippy. Let's go with... I feel like we need something, I don't know, peachy, pinky. Another warm pink nude to frustrate the heck out of everybody. That's all I try. That's all I do. Let's do a liquid lip balm. This is from Rowan, and this is in the shade Charlie. It's pretty cool toned in the tube, but it's pretty sheer. Like, it just looks like my lips, but better. And it's also, again, a brown pink, because you can take brown pink out of my cold dead hands. It's just like, I feel like that's just what works for me. All right, let's set with the XX by Revolution Quick Fix. I'm not picky about setting spray. Heck, I hardly ever use setting spray, but since I'm going out tonight, if you know where that's from, let me know. Comment if you know where that's from, because that will let me know how deep in pop culture lore you are. But all right, that's it. That's my look, everybody. If y'all enjoyed listening to me ramble, if y'all had a good time watching me put my makeup on, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. I will probably be back again, because I had fun filming this, and I hope you have fun watching it. But thank you all for being here. I love each and every one of you. Thank you, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.